taxes? And if you didn't, does the IRS give you money? Well, that's what apparently has been happening inside the office of the folks who take a chunk of our paychecks. And there's anger on Capitol Hill over this. IRS employees benefiting from those who fell down on the job in various ways. Take a look at what a watchdog group found. They say between October 2010 and December 2012, 2,800 employees who had disciplinary issues, well, they received more than $2.8 million in bonuses. And of those, more than 1,100 did not pay their own taxes. And they still were rewarded with over $1 million, among other perks. Republican Congressman Jason Chaffetz of Utah is renewing his call for a bill that would make it a failure to pay taxes, a firing offense for federal employees. And he joins us from Salt Lake. I mean, this is unbelievable, Congressman. What's going on here?
It's so offensive to every value that we have in the United States of America. There are about 98,000 people at the IRS. 69% of them got a bonus. And this is a time when we have a $17 trillion debt. Americans are scrambling to figure out how they're going to deal with Obamacare. They're hurting at home. And these people are bonuses. Even the most nefarious of characters there at the IRS are getting bonuses. It's just so fundamentally and totally wrong.
You know, I think most Americans, most people watching right now, would never ever expect that you get a bonus working for the federal government or for the IRS. I mean, what is it, a bonus to get more and performance bonuses? And why do they do that in the first place?
Look, they had more than roughly 300 people that were involved in travel card scandal and that sort of thing. Those people got bonuses. When you're handing out bonuses to 69% of your employees, it's just absolutely wrong. I introduced a bill that passed in the 112th Congress that said that the IRS and other agencies would not even hire somebody if they have delinquent tax debt. And if they do, as an employee, have delinquent tax debt and they're not on a trajectory to get that paid off, then they could be fired. So it goes back to my overall theme in this Obama administration. What does it take to get fired at there? From Benghazi to Fast and Furious to this IRS scandal, we're just keep handing out bonuses there in Washington, D.C. It's a city of no consequences. It goes in the totally wrong direction. The unions are putting a lot of pressure on people to put these bonuses out there, but gosh, we are fighting against this and trying to get people's attention that this is so absolutely, totally wrong.
What happened to the bill?
Well, in the 112th Congress, it passed. It went over to the Senate, and then Harry Reid, of course, being Harry Reid, never took it up. That's why I want to make him the minority leader. It's one of my big goals. In the 113th Congress, we brought this up again. But guess what? Dozens of Democrats bailed from the bill under pressure from the unions, and so it didn't pass. But I've talked to Chairman Darrell Issa. I hope we get to bring it up again. We'll have to tighten up the language about the bonuses. But you got to remember, when you decide to spend money at the federal government, it's not the federal government's money. You're taking money from somebody's pocket, pulling it out and giving it to somebody else. Should you give it to somebody else when they haven't paid their federal taxes, when they have disciplinary issues? Absolutely not.
I mean, the numbers are just shocking. 2011, they gave out $92 million in bonuses. 2012, $86 million in bonuses. Has anybody calculated or brought up, gone through all the federal agencies to see about the amount of bonus money that's going out there as bonuses?
Yeah, at the IRS, they also gave out 460,000 hours of free time off. If you look at it government-wide, and what's shocking about this is the IRS is the best agency.
How many hours?
460,000 hours of additional time off. And the IRS, statistically, is the best agency in the federal government. If you look at it government-wide, there are more than 100,000 federal workers who have delinquent tax debt who didn't pay about $1 billion in taxes, and they're paid by the taxpayers. That's what makes it so outrageous.
So up to you, Congressman, what would happen to those 100,000 that still owe us, basically, money?
If you're on a trajectory to make whole, I mean, some people get upside down. But if you're trying to do the right thing and pay it off, nothing's going to happen to you. But if you continue to thumb your nose at the American people and take advantage of them, then they should be fired. Get rid of them. There's too many good Americans, patriotic Americans, who want to do the right thing. Fire them. Don't hire them in the first place. And by the way, don't give money also to the contractors. Contractors who haven't paid their federal taxes are also getting contracts. That's about $5 billion. We give contracts to people who haven't paid their taxes.
Oh, man. Well, clearly, some people, obviously, you run into financial hardship, not of your own making, and of course you can deal with that, but that's astounding, especially with the agency that, considering what they do. Congressman Chaffetz.
Exactly.
Yeah, good to see you. Thanks so much.
Thank you.